All right. Hey, Chris, it's your instructor, Emily Ray. Just wanted to give you a little bit of feedback here on your enhanced portfolio site. I see that you have added your revised logo. It's looking really nice in terms of the clarity and the legibility of what you've created. I really like that it is a little more defined in terms of the edges, which kind of took away that blurry component that we talked about when it was super textured. Putting it inside kind of this taupe colored box here puts it in, ironically, sort of a limited space, right? So you've got limitless design, except it's within this confines of this tiny container. And because of that, it's really limited the application of how you can use this effectively on the site. You've got this tiny little version here, and then you replicate it down here. And while it looks great in this bigger application, it's kind of redundant to have it in both places. I'm wondering if there's a way that you can kind of restructure or relay out the logo so that it says Limitless Designs in one line and maybe has the mountain kind of off to the left-hand side. It would take up more of this usable space and I think would help balance out what we see here. And when you do that, you can represent Limitless Design in a slightly bigger format and not feel the need to replicate it here and take up all of this high value real estate area where you could be sharing more of an introduction to you and your work as a web designer and social media strategist. I have to even scroll to begin to see that. And I like that you characterized yourself this way. It gives me a good idea of what to expect with the rest of the site, but it'd be more useful if I saw it up a little bit higher. So I'm going to scroll down here. We've got just a little bit of a bio for you here. It's short and sweet. And it's laid out pretty nicely. I'm just going to be nitpicky and say it'd be better if this image was maybe the exact same size. It's slightly bigger than this kind of content area. So if you just want to get nitpicky and making things a little more balanced. The other thing too is maybe having it butt up right against that, just because there's hardly any space. So I'm wondering if that was an oversight to begin with. Scrolling down, we have, you see how nice this looks here because it's balanced. This image is the same as this text size here. It just really lays out nice on the page. So as far as design platforms, you kind of talk about these different software applications. So it's not so much a platform as it is software or design related skills, so you might want to characterize that slightly differently. The other thing too is that the alignment is kind of off here. You do have them left aligned down the side, but as far as their placement on the page, they maybe should look a little bit more centered about like that. As you can see, the Microsoft one extends pretty far out over to the left-hand side. You've got your Let's Talk, so that's kind of your contact area. Simple call to action about getting quotes or how they can ask you questions, how they can get in touch with you in other places on the web in a simple contact form. All this is really clean, and I definitely think you've made a lot of strides with this, particularly on the home page. I'm going to scroll down here to see where it says click to learn more, just to see what else we've got. So we've got your experience here. So it kind of reads a little bit like a resume. I'm wondering, if someone didn't actually click this under click to learn more, they wouldn't get that that extra content because it's not represented up here. You might want to include a link to experience up here as well, just to make sure that people can see that that strong work history. Under portfolio, so these are some of the projects that you've done. Click on the picture or the video to see more. So you've given me information about how to navigate, which is good. We see here, as I'm hovering over it, I can see that we've got a title and then a description. So the poster used, or the poster to fight against domestic violence, and you've got the software that you use. So it's nice because you're really letting us see giving us that context to understand what you created and the skills that you are looking to showcase with each one of these things. So I'm going to go ahead and just to see, so we've got your sizzle reel. If I click on it, it takes me to another page where the video, it looks as if it's going to auto load. Okay, so one of the things you want to do, Chris, is make sure that you don't have things automatically play. just because that's a user experience issue. In case somebody is at a place where they can't watch the video or have sound, you don't want to put them in a position to be able or to have that playing when they didn't actually select for that to happen. So that's a simple fix that you can go in and do for all of your videos. Overall, it's nice that you have them organized this way, and I certainly appreciate the extra information to help me understand your creations. Under blog, just a little bit more information. It looks as if maybe this is, it's not your school blog because I don't see all of your class assignments on here. So this is going to be specific to Limitless Designs, which is pretty cool. It has kind of a different visual appearance. It's just like this kind of light, creamy color. Wondering why you chose the it is a color consistent with what we see here, but I guess I hadn't, on this page, I'm seeing this kind of large orange banner at the top, wondering if you can simulate that here or make these two pages look a little similar in some regard. You've got a couple of nice posts here. I'm going to click one just to see. All right, so it says you did a little rework of the logo and the design. So it'd be cool if you, not just posted the revised artwork, but detailed the changes that you made and why. So this bit of information will help establish you for making design decisions based on, concepts, techniques, principles, and not just on whims. So by you explaining your design choices, you're sharing more of your knowledge, which will make you more valuable in this arena. Overall, Chris, this is a really nice iteration of this site. I definitely think there's still room to evolve your branding just a bit to make better use of kind of the available space up here in the logo, but to kind of take this design, take Limitless out of the limiting factor of this kind of square container. It's almost as if you use the confines of a business card and just decided to keep that, but you aren't limited that way. So I encourage you to explore a different take here. And I'd be happy to look at any future revisions that you have to help this site get to its next best place.